Okay, so I'm happy to have Raina here with me. Raina, can you tell me a bit about yourself?
Sure, Mirna. I'm a registered holistic nutritionist and I live in the Okanagan Valley in Canada. And I've been practicing for a few years now.
Awesome. So where is your business right now? Can you tell me a bit about what was happening with your business in the last couple of months?
I realized upon meeting you that I really needed to start focusing a little bit more on being a person who understands business and what I'm doing in my business rather than just knowing a lot about nutrition. Because I have spent the last, years before that just studying nutrition. And there's a big difference between, being a nutritionist and being a nutritionist in business. And I just really recognized that I needed to fill that gap and start really focusing on how to have my business functioning better.
I think that's really important what you said. There's a difference between being a nutritionist and being a nutritionist in business. So what made you realize like what is the difference that you found? What were you doing before and kind of what kind of vision of being a nutritionist in business um, do you have now?
I think it was sorry. I think it's a matter of goals and really having focus, and I didn't have that before. Before I was just sort of a general nutritionist, and so I was helping a few people, but now that I can really hone in on okay, I've got this program for this specific thing and this workshop for these specific people. Now I've got more focus, and so then I can focus my days differently. I've got things scheduled and organized differently, and it just feels better now.
Awesome. Okay, so basically, can you just give me a bit of an idea about where is your business right now and how is it different?
It's really different right now because I'm about 99% done my research on my nurses that I decided to really focus part of my business on, a big part of my business on. And so I've got something that takes up a lot of my time and something that I know is going to generate revenue when I'm done, rather than, blindly how I would do before, writing blog posts or writing things that, maybe just it's good to put my name out, but it wasn't actually getting me any clients. So it's just more detailed now.
So do you feel confident about like knowing what to do and how where you want to actually what you need to do in your business and where you want to run it, in what direction?
Absolutely. It's so much more relaxing to know that I've got things set in place now. Whereas before, I just was kind of blindly wandering around and that, I didn't have any direction. And now that I do, it definitely feels much, much better. Less
Awesome.
stressful.
Yeah, right. It is. Well, basically, when you know where you need to go, and if you don't have that thing over your head, like, oh my God, what am I going to have enough clients tomorrow, or how am I going to get clients, and what is business anyway? It's like huge stress, right? But
Hmm.
you also, since you took like the education, but you also had another tool and basically another resource that you used as well to maybe help your business. So you started to use Green Pie at what point?
I started to use Green Pie pretty near the beginning of my research, and it really helped me have one place for everything, which I'll show you. My desk is definitely not. Uh, I like things to be clean and organized, and papers all over the place doesn't sit well with me. But that was my reality before, and now that I'm online, I can have this little box here has got all my stuff on it, and that's really helpful.
Awesome. So yeah, basically, you said it helps you work online, right?
Hmm?
How was it? How difficult was it to set up? Like, did you have to have like a CD that you or a tech guide to get started?
Oh, yeah, I kind of thought that I would, but it was really just as easy as getting login details and then here's your account. And I don't really enjoy watching, help tutorials and things like that. I just like to speed around on it and figure it out on my own. And I honestly felt comfortable on it within about a week. I felt very comfortable whizzing around and knowing where everything was. It's pretty easy.
Do you think that that week was worth your time now?
Oh yeah.
Great. So what does Green Pie actually help you most with right now?
So I know that it's really nice you have the options for people to make charts and do the nutrient analysis and all of those sorts of things. But as a holistic nutritionist, we just look at the quality of food that people are eating. So it actually saves my clients time when I say, don't care about putting in the portions or anything like that. Just clunk in what you ate, and then I can message them back and give them feedback on that. And I love that. I don't have to have their cell phone number or their address or their Facebook. We just are both in Green Pie, and I can message them right away and say, okay, well, this would have been a better quality food, or, here's an alternative sweetener that's healthier and things like that. And just the messaging ability and the diet journal ability is my favorite part.
Awesome. So how did you do that before you had Green Pie?
It was really hard because people had to write it down and then type it up on their computer and then email it to me, or we'd have to talk on the phone and then I would have to write it down and stick it in their file. And you saw some of the files there. I've got another file box here and a cabinet over there. So it's, it was all over the place, and now it's one spot. Here's what we're doing.
Awesome. So do you have clients just in your town, or are you thinking about spreading out?
I would love to spread out. I've actually got a client in Florida right now, and I've had clients from a little bit up north in our country, about, I don't know, probably over 1,000 kilometers away. So they're a ways away from me, and I wouldn't be able to work with them one to one unless they were, visiting or something like that. And now they can be in their home, and I can be here, and we're working at the same time on the same goal.
Awesome. So a lot of people usually say like, okay, so you have this like online tool and basically, that it's much more impersonal, and that you can't have like an effective or personal kind of consulting and relationship with your client if you're working online. So how does that work with Green Pie? Do you think like using a software like that actually, what do you think about that kind of objection?
To be honest, I feel like it's been more personal because before I would have to reach out to the client and make more of an effort on my end. What did you eat? We haven't talked in a while. What's going on with you? And now we can connect every day, sometimes twice a day. And so that it actually to me feels more intimate than it was before.
So basically, you don't use as much as different tools like email and then papers and then some third party something. So basically, you kind of eliminated some of your tools that were like scattered all over, and now you're using just like one tool for different things. So how much time and how much more effective are you when you have just everything in this little, as you said, like this little box here?
I can't, I don't even know how to estimate that, but clearly much more effective than I was before. I like things to be really organized, so I would actually spend a lot of time just organizing files, and sorting through things, and so that would take up a lot of my time, and that wasn't even something that was necessary. That was just something that I really wanted to do because I wanted things to be, clean and organized. So now it's just clean and organized for me. And I mean, I'm sure it's saving me, at least an hour, probably more per day. I would guess. I don't know. That's hard to estimate.
Awesome. Well, I mean, imagine if you had just an hour more daily. That would be like 30 hours in a month, which would be like, almost a day and a half for you to actually go on a vacation or something like that you spend on folders and, communicating with clients and telephone calls and all that other stuff. So how do you actually feel? So first of all, like we're going to have, I want to just announce to everyone that we're going to have like a full-blown interview with Raina in the next couple of weeks, which is going to actually talk about all her secret sauce, about how she found her niche, her nurses, which were kind of hard to get, very, very hard niche, and she's actually crushing it now with nurses. But we're not going to reveal all the juice about that. We're going to leave it for a couple of weeks. But basically what I want to ask is like, you got the right resources in a sense of you got the tool and you got the education. So how do you feel before that, and how did you do things before that, in the sense of, you said that you were like not that organized and that you didn't know, a lot about business. But basically now, it took like 2 months maybe to transform, from that kind of person to having the right tool and the right education. So can you give me a bit of like what was Raina before and how is Raina right now?
So I think I'll just reiterate that before, when I sort of had no direction, right? And I didn't really have very clear cut goals, and and when you don't know where your business is going, same, they say this for everything, your life or your exercise goals or anything. If you don't know where you're going, then you're not able to get there. So fast forward 2 months, I have tons of education on business. You have been an amazing business coach. I
Thank you.
have a lot more direction on what I'm going to do with specific clients and how I'm going to do it, which is that's everything.
Do you feel safe as a business person?
Yes, absolutely.
That was like the best question. Like, do you feel safe and secure knowing where your business is going in maybe next 6 months to a year?
Yes, and what it's done too is open me up to imagining where else I can take it, right? Because now you've got this formula you can apply and the safety net of having the tool that will allow you to do that. So now I can start, journaling out what is it going to look like in 3 years for me? What is it going to look like in 5 years, in 10 years? So now I can really get more specific on what that looks like because of what's happened.
Awesome. That sounds like a pretty secure place to be.
Yes, and I've been waiting for it for years because before I didn't know at all what it was supposed to look like or what my business needed to be
Hmm.
at all. It was very sort of scary and a little bit traumatic because this is supposed to be you're self-employed. You're supposed to be knowing what you're doing, and when you don't know what you're doing, that's a little bit scary.
Okay, so I have one last question for you, and this is like I would really love. We never talked about this before, so I would really just love if you could just pop out like a number. So if you had an offer that somebody told you, you know, how much would you be willing to pay for this kind of education and the tool now that you actually know the value of it? And if you could like, how much would it be worth to you money wise?
Do you mean the program and
And the
you
education all in one,
and
like a
us?
package.
$1,500 at least.
Okay,
At
that's
least.
thank you. That's exactly what I was kind of thinking. Yeah,
Really?
yeah, actually. But we have the really cool offer for Green Pie launch pack because it's launch and it's Black Friday and so on and so forth, and Cyber Monday and all that other stuff. So we're giving it away really, really, really cheap, really cheap. But it's really good to know that you guys see the value in it money wise as well. So
Mm-hmm.
thank you for that.
Huge.
Awesome. So thanks a lot for talking to me, and I'm going to reveal all Raina's secrets in a couple of weeks, and hopefully it's going to be a full blown interview as I said. So Raina, thank you so much for your time, and
Very
prepare
welcome.
next time to give away your juice.
Okay, I'll see you then. Thank you.